just gotta go over to the YouTube. Alright, the live should be up now. See if we can find it.
Okay. Let me see. It's taking a second.
Yeah, literally just went up.
Okay.
God damn it. Alright, I see it now.
Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, I just joined it. They should be able to hear me too, right?
Yeah. It should be able to. Can you say something?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, you
Oh,
see it?
I heard myself in the background.
Oh, you see my screen? You see my screen?
Yeah, I see your screen, but I hear us talking what we said
Yeah, I'm
earlier.
about to close my door. Oh, well, yeah, you're gonna. I don't know if you want to. I mean, you're gonna hear it. I mean, it's on. It's all on the live. So I don't know
Yeah, I
if
can
you
see
want.
it. Yeah, I see it.
Oh, you see the Destiny screen?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. I see it. You're on some kind of settings.
I'm on setting. Oh, that's my OBS. Wait, let me close my door real quick. All right. Can you see the YouTube Destiny screen?
What did I hear us talking?
Because you're in the live. I don't know if you wanna. That's why. That's why you're here. I don't know. You could try to when you go into oops, what the hell? When you go into party chat, when you go into like
Party chat? Yeah.
yeah, I mean when you press the when you're on your little menu, the sound bar thing or whatever.
You talking about the mic or the sound thing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little speaker.
Okay.
Sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, press. Take that bar that says audio balance and push it all the way to the right. You might not really be able to hear the TV though.
The one that says audio button? Oh, I'll push it all the way to the right. Where
Yeah.
the oh, okay. So can you hear me?
Can I still hear you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay. I push it all the way to the right.
All right.
So I'm not gonna be able to hear. I'm not gonna be able to hear the volume, right? That's okay. I just can see what I respond to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it a little bit down on my end too. All right. You ready?
Yeah, I mean, I can hear little voices a little bit, but it's not distracting.
All right. All right. So, you said you wanted to do some introductions.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's my channel, so I'm Thrust here. So I mean, they already know. So, you want me to introduce you, or you want to introduce yourself?
I can just say I'm a student cat.
Okay. So, Okay, so you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
All right, all right. Yeah, you ready?
Yep.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Drek here, and today I'm here with my dad,
Oh yeah, this is Student Cat.
and today we're going to be, doing a little commentary on one of our old videos that we did way back on Destiny. It's going to be a commentary video on Lightblade, Grandmaster. So that'll be a little fun just to talk about the whole process of how we did it and what the whole plan was, and how to complete the whole nightfall.
Yeah,
So
for those people who don't know, Grandmasters was in game content that every time uh, Destiny had a new season, um, you had to play it and you had to level up, and at the end you had to have a be at a certain light level to play the Grandmasters, which was very high end content and very difficult. And usually you would play it with a 3-man team. And for this particular one, we played it with a 3-man team. It was Thrupker, Suit and Cat, and what was what was
he goes by Yuka.
oh, okay, Yuka.
Yeah.
And we played it. One thing you should know about this is the one where we actually beat it. But I think when it first started out, we started out and then we died and had to reload to come back in again. So the first part of it is not the actual one where we completed. I think it was the second one when we had to go to orbit and go back in where we finished it. But we probably wanted to comment on the whole thing because there was a lot of funny stuff that happened and there was a lot of frustrating stuff that happened. Uh, but anyway, son, when this is actually recorded, we'll be able to hear the sound, right? Or at least some
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. It's uploaded to my channel.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, although I don't think I could make the live not.
Yeah. And
uh,
one other thing I wanted to comment before we begin is that you and I. So when I was talking about the Grandmasters in game, there was 6 Grandmasters. Basically based on Nightfalls. The game of Destiny has this game content called Nightfalls, where you go and there's like there's like 3 or 4 or 5 different sections you have to go in to complete, and then you fight a big boss at the end, and they they're on different I guess planets, and I forgot which one what planet this one was, but the
Savathun's Throne World.
okay, so it's Savathun's Strong World. One other thing I wanted to mention about this is you and I, the season before, had completed 2-man the Grandmasters, and I think when you complete the Grandmasters, you get a certain emblem that denotes that you've accomplished the Grandmasters, and not a lot of people do it. You know, even though it's 3-man content, it's extremely difficult, right? And it's almost like doing a raid with three people, but we did it with just Thrufker and Suit and Cat, and this is just the first one that we're commenting on. We're going to be commenting on the others, and this was called Lightblade, and this is probably the granddaddy and the most difficult of them all. We we attempted it numerous times, and we attempted it with Yuka, who um, who had never done it before, and he was fairly new to Destiny. So if Yuka's listening to this, we appreciate that you were able to play with us, and don't take it personal when you're reminded that there was a little bit of frustration in this game. It wasn't intended toward you. It was just intended toward being frustrated with the game. But so it was again a 3-man team with Thrufker, Suit and Cat, and Yuka. And
Yuka. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Go ahead, son.
All right. So I might have to skip ahead a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to have the sound too loud. All right. Let's start right about here. All right. So this is the very beginning section where Alaku was right outside the gate, and our okay. You want me to stop it here, or you want me to let it play a little bit?
No, we can go ahead. Go ahead.
Let it play.
Yeah, but we can talk as it's going.
All right.
Um, when do you recall what your mindset was when we first
So I
started
mean,
with this one?
my role in this section is, I mean, this is from your perspective. This footage is strictly from your perspective.
Okay, yeah.
But so I'm doing something different than what you guys are doing. Your your guys' role was different than mine. Mine was I had to go around and take out the barrier champions. Remember, I was running one of those because this was during the time of Arc 3.0 where they had the new Arc subclasses and all that stuff, and I was kind of running a melee hunter. Where my melee damage was incredibly high. I could basically two shot champions, and you and Yuka, you were trying to get Alaku to go away, right? And you were just waiting for me to take out the champions so we can go inside the building. So that was what was happening, right? And if I remember correctly, I think what I was using was Assassin's Cow, and I was using the new Arc subclass with a shotgun that gives you that buff. Oh well, I just die here, you know, because like I said, my job was to take out the champions. Uh, but I had that shotgun. I think what's it called 1-2 punch. I think where if you land all your shots on the shot, all your pellets on a target, it greatly increases your melee damage. Then you would dodge, punch the champion. Where's the gun? What?
What were you saying, son?
Oh, sorry. I got a little confused. You were asking me where the gun was at in the video, and I thought you were asking me where the gun was at in
No, no,
the
no.
actual
Yeah,
time.
well, that's why I was kind of explaining before we started the videos. I'm hearing this backdrop of us talking,
Yeah.
but
I'm gonna lower the volume down a little bit more so I don't get confused, thinking that you're talking to me when you're actually not. But yeah. So okay, I forgot that we had gone back out because yeah, that
yeah, that's why I
very
was trying to
first.
explain earlier that I had to go back out again, and you get a revive every time you kill a champion. You get a revive, and one of Yuka's jobs was that whenever we took down a champion, he was supposed to be the one that actually goes and finish them because you get heavy ammo. But we all got heavy ammo brick, which I think was like what was it, two shots or two extra shots or something like that for your. And I had the Gallahorn, the famous Gallahorn on, and I can't remember. You had a different rocket launcher, and I
I
forgot what
think it
you had.
was it called Hothead? I don't remember if
Hothead.
that was
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a hothead. Yeah, that was one when we got in a I think it was a special Grandmaster we got uh, the previous year before, or maybe it was this year. It was one
Yeah,
of the because when you finish the Grandmaster, you get whatever exotic, excuse me, whatever,
adept,
yeah,
adept
adapt exotic
weapon,
gun that, yeah,
legendary.
yeah, yeah, legendary. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but I was using mine for the very specific goal to do more damage. I'll get this crap out of here. I was using mine for the very specific reason to do more damage to Alaku, right? I wanted to do more damage to him at the end because Gallahorns, while Gallahorns did do a lot of damage, it was during arc singe, right? And Hothead, I believe, does arc damage, right? So it did a lot of damage in this Nightfall, right? So that was the reason why I was using it, at least. Because I don't think I actually, other than using like a helmet, I don't think I was actually using any like other exotics. I don't think I was using any exotic weapons or anything like that.
Yeah, and but for people who, if anybody's watching this or anybody watches it later when you post it on the video, what I'm doing, it looks like, man, this is a stupid game. The guy just sitting behind some barrier not doing anything. And at the very first part of this, what happens is I just stood behind his barrier while Thrufker went in and did what he described earlier. He's basically supposed to wipe all those guys out by himself because he was able to do that. And if he went down, it just because we you only get so many revives before for 45 minutes before all the revives go away. So you have to beat this game before 45 minutes so you don't lose any of the revives that you earn while you're playing. I at some point if we re-record this, Yuko will have to explain why he was out there killing people when really it was your job. But in any event, now once you finish, got to a certain stage, and this witch came out, we were supposed to come in, right? And we had to. We did keep. So can you remember? I mean, Drucker, can you remember what um, what we got out of killing this witch?
The wizard.
Yeah.
What do we get out of it?
Yeah, we had to kill a ghost, right? Or as it would stay alive because
Well,
they
it
were.
was no, no Hive Guardians. Hive Guardians. Every time the Hive Guardians die, just like any other Guardian, they would leave behind a ghost. If you didn't destroy the ghost quick enough, then they would revive.
Okay.
So every time you killed them, you always had to do a finisher kind of thing on the ghost. And then it would crush the ghost, and that would prevent them from reviving. And,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay, so that's me killing the ghost. So we had all had a task. The task that you were doing was to basically wipe out all the enemies, and and then me and Yuka, to the extent that we can, we were supposed to kill some of those wizards and take help you out by killing their ghosts. Because once I think there was like wasn't there like 3 or 4 wizards in here or something like that.
um, you mean like you say wizards? Do you mean Hive Guardians or you mean wizards?
Oh, hive guardians, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There was several Hive Guardians in this because that was supposed to be like the whole new gimmicky enemy they added to the game. Was they're supposed to be like guardians and they could revive and crap. So that this is one of the newer like at the time that we played this was one of the newer strikes that came out. You know that was from the Witch Queen DLC or expansion, whatever you want to call it, and it featured those enemies, those new enemies that they added to the game. So yeah, so during this entire thing, there was several different Hive Guardians that you would see through here. I think they were all the night variety, the ones that throw void shields at you. I think all of them were that one. So I don't think there was any other version of the Hive Guardians in here, except for just the ones that throw void at you. Um, in a second here, at least where I'm at, and I know it's a little delayed on the live, so you're seeing it a little delayed, but in a minute after we get on the that boat kind of thing, there's gonna be another two hive guardians up ahead.
I'm sorry, but I'm getting a little. So as we're watching, I noticed I'm trying to shoot these guys so we can get on this little floating boat thing,
Yes.
and Yuka kept getting in my way. So I was so Yuka, if you, I want to know why you kept getting in my way, Yuka. why you keep
Oh
doing?
yeah. That's a little side note is yeah, you play with Yuka. He has a sixth sense for that. Is he knows when to stand in front of you when you're trying to shoot something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is, I remember this is just something a little extra for our specific team because I wasn't running a Void Hunter or just Void at all. Actually, my when I became invisible, my invisibility didn't last as long. So we kind of came up with this method of when because you had the Oculus thing, right? The that
Yeah.
chess piece that makes it so anytime you make yourself or allies invisible, your invisibility thing comes back quicker, right? And if an ally is already invisible, you don't get that extra charge for your ability, right? So Yuka had to shoot his gun. So like we had a countdown for when Yuka needed to shoot his gun. So he would purposely go out of invis so then you can make him invisible alongside with me. So you would get that recharge back. And then we would be able to I guess stay invisible.
Yeah. And just a little side note to get that Oculus, I had to get that from a lost sector, and it was one of those I've whatever the highest level of lost sector it was. I forgot what it's called, um, but in the lost sectors you got certain gear on certain weeks, right?
Yeah.
So and I remember the week that it came out, I had to do it, and it took me like I think about 5 or 6 tries to do it, but you had to do it solo. Um, I forgot what it's called. Uh, remember how you had the easy, not the easy, but I would say it was like the normal one, and then you had to do the well, whatever it was called. It was like the high end one. It's kind of like similar to the Grandmaster.
You
And
have all the
but I had
champions
to,
in there and crap.
yeah, yeah, but you had to do it solo to get the gear. So I had to separately do this from this with the mindset that well, I needed it so it would help us do this,
Yeah.
and it already requires just one of us to have it, right? Like Bryson didn't. I mean, you could you could didn't need to have it, you know.
Yeah. Well, uh I mean that's kind of how the game was. It's like not all the exotics that you could get, like well the chat like armor pieces. Not all the exotic armor pieces that you could get were from like drops or anything like that. Like you actually had to do those very like lost sectors to get them to drop.
Yeah. So can you explain what's going on here?
Okay, so I'm trying to watch it on my phone, like because I know like, it's kind of delayed from where I'm actually looking at it.
Yeah.
But so right now we're getting ready to do the run. So at this part, this is basically like the end of the boat ride. All these
Oh.
straws come out, you kill these straws, right? And I'm trying to get this buff that makes you run really really fast because Arc was a lot about movement and like your movement speed would be buffed like incredibly like you would just go really really fast, right? Like you were Flash basically. And what I was trying to do was I was trying to get that buff to activate. So when the run actually happens, I was able to just blitz through the entire run. So you're not going to actually see it because it's from your perspective, it's not from my perspective. But what's actually happening is I'm basically like lightning bolting through this entire run, right? So the run is supposed to be like this thing that slows you down, and you have to get to these lanterns. It's kind of a rip off from Dark Below raid, where you get this weight of the darkness on you, and it slows you down. You have to go to these lamps that take that buff off of you, and you got to make it through the entire maze. It's kind of like that. If anybody's ever played Dark Below, or anybody's ever played this Strike before, um, so what was going on is I was trying to get past it, and it basically just anybody if even just one guardian gets past the entire thing, it despawns everything in this area. So even like the whole debuff, all the enemies, everything just gets despawned, and then the rest of the team could just run up ahead and catch up. And yeah, that was pretty much it, you know. But this was something like cause this whole thing, you know, this is one of the toughest grandmasters you can do. Obviously, it just took us multiple attempts to complete. This was something that was kind of like a made or break the run. Like if I didn't make it through, it just died, then you know that everybody else was debuffed. They couldn't run. We had to go back out and retry the whole thing again. You know, so this was one of those make or break the run moments. So it was kind of like I only had one shot. I really only had like one shot to complete it, and if I didn't complete it, then it was back to orbit. You know.
Yeah, and while you made the run, like so if anybody's watching this and don't know what's going on, Thrufker is the one who actually made the run through it because he could be super fast. So you and I had to stay back and wait until he completed the run, because once he completed the run, it wiped out the rest of the enemy, so we can just run through without being shot and running and then encountering any enemies. But one other thing I wanted to say is, Thrufker, I noticed on there on the screen, you actually played this as Cosmic. So when from my perspective, when I see you in play like your character, above it it has your name as Cosmic and not Thrufker. So
Yeah.
this is when you used to go by Cosmic.
That's
I'm
my
not
old
sure.
gamer tag. That's my old gamer tag.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm about to catch up with you while you sit there. And I think there was one there a champion or two that you had to take out.
In this area,
Yeah.
there was a lot of crap. There was the ogres. There was several ogres. I think there was a unstoppable. And that's another thing is Yuka. He was the ammo guy because he had those Aeon gloves or whatever they're called. How they work is if you did a finisher on like a champion or ultra or whatever, it would drop ammo, like heavy ammo, right? So that was also kind of his role, and I think there's going to be a moment that's coming up where he runs down there to do a finisher
Yeah.
on a champion.
I'm laughing because you could keep getting in my way from my perspective. Keep getting in my way. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, apparently the crouch button
Like
just doesn't exist.
yeah. And I remember when we first did this, we kept coming through here. Yuka kept dying at this point because that frog creature kept jumping up here.
The screams.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but every time we came in here for like at least 4 or 5 different tries, Yuka kept dying. I was like, at one point we said, Yuka, you know this is the point where that frog thing comes on.
Oh, see, he's crouching now. Wasn't that him? Oh wait, you
uh,
can't see it yet. You can't see it yet.
are you ahead of me? Your screen ahead of me?
Yeah, because this is all on a stream. So when I look at my laptop screen, it's a little ahead because the stream's always delayed.
Okay. But not that much delayed, right?
Yeah. It's like we're in the same area. Like the video, we're in the same area of the
Yeah.
video, but my screen is just a little a little ahead because of the delay.
Okay.
Okay.
So we taking those 2 ogres out, but Bryce is supposed to go down there. Oh man, I killed it.
Didn't he drop some ammo though? He just picks up. You pick up
Well,
some
yeah, but
ammo after.
Doesn't Bryson supposed to do the finisher first to do it?
Oh, did he didn't do it?
No, he's up.
Yeah.
But we had to get the I think we just did it on the last ogre because it was too dangerous to go down there with the two ogres down there for him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So this last unstoppable guy, that's when we don't kill him. We let Yuka do the finisher.
I remember just jump. This jump. You always had bad luck on this jump.
Oh yeah, I always died. You hit that jump now? Were we jumping
Yeah,
down?
when we jumped down the hole, for whatever reason, I don't think you don't die on this one, but every other attempt that we did, every time you jump down a hole, no matter what, you always somehow you always died.
Yeah,
Like I think there was one time like one of us fell on top of you and it killed you. One time you fell down too hard, it killed you. One time
yeah,
you slid like you fell down, you hit the platform, slid off, and then died. Like
yeah. But so where you are you down there now in the fight?
yeah, like
Oh, well,
well,
I'm way behind you.
you
I'm
are.
like, yeah, I haven't even jumped down there. We were about to jump down now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, so even on my, cause I'm looking at my phone and it's delayed, and you're looking at on the TV and it's so the TV is even more delayed than my phone.
yeah. I literally just landed on the
Oh,
platform without dying.
okay, damn.
So I just have to just keep that in mind. So here, after numerous strategy iterations, uh, we ended up deciding that you would be the one that got Alaku's gaze, right?
Yeah, the
And
aggro.
yeah, and me and Bryson, you, sorry about that. Yeah, we would do, try to be ad clearance and take out uh, the champions and stuff.
Yeah,
So we did have a strategy here, right? And these little balls on they help regenerate your health, right? I was trying to remember that because we haven't played Destiny in a year. So some of the
the little
game,
what? The
like
orbs of
yeah, the
light.
little orbs, yeah.
They regenerate your super.
Oh, you're super okay.
Your
So
health
I can try it.
regenerates,
Yeah,
but automatically by
yeah,
itself. And this how the now this is just an all around method of like whoever's getting Alaku's gaze, Alaku being the boss is um to kind of jump back and forth between the middle platform and one of the little platforms that's kind of sticking out of the upper balcony.
yeah,
Um, and the reason why is because Alaku he's a melee focused boss, meaning if he gets too close to you, he'll just hit you with his axe. He does have a range attack, but for the most part, he's pretty much melee focused. And in this in the Grandmaster, if he hits you, it's a one shot kill. Like it just flat out kills you, right? And to kind of prevent that, but also kind of still keep him distracted, uh, you would jump between those platforms, so he'll be kind of stuck in like a jumping animation, and he'll never actually be able to get to hit you, but he'll continue to chase you down.
yeah. And like I said earlier, I tried when we first tried it. I was the one that was trying to get his gaze, but I was horrible at it. I was just too intimidated by whatever this big old Hulk was jumping toward me. And so then you did it because you were very good at it. But you were the drawback is you were so good at everything because you were 10 times better than me and Yuka in this game. I mean, you were just super. You were just like a superhero, and Yuka and I were the humans who were like you were kind of like
Okay,
you were kind of like Optimus Prime, and Yuka and I was like the humans, right? And
you overhyping me.
no, it's just truth. It's truthful. So you basically was good at everything, but so having you do the gaze meant that Yuka and I had to do the air clear out and kind of took some time because we did the best we could. Uh, but it worked afterly. Once we got into a rhythm, like the numerous attempts that we tried before this was just horrendous. I mean, it was just like horrendous. Either we got to this area and we only had like 5 revives, and of course you die in this area, especially a certain person that I'm not going to name because Yuka would get mad. But anyway, we were trying to stay survive, and then we got to the point where we actually got pretty good at getting at the end or this area where we had enough revives that if we died, just as long as we uh, tried to progress as as far as long as we could before 45 minutes, because at the 45 minutes moment, the darkness arrived, and then that means we lost all our revives. So that means you can't, if you die after 45 minutes, you can't be revived. Uh, but we did have a little bit of a trick because there was a glitch in the game where if you did die at the end where there was no revive, you can go out the game and immediately come back in and then join it. But it was a window. It was, I think it was like just mere seconds, so you had to do it, and you could only do it so many times before it wouldn't let you back in again. So
Yeah.
there was one time where it wouldn't. Like I think you were the one that was locked out, and I, I remember that one where Yuka was saying, "Well, let's go ahead for him and I to finish the game." And I said, "No, you and I will. We will wait for you to come back, right?" So we ended up had like it was like he only had a smidge of health left, but it just didn't feel right to finish the game without you. So we ended up abandoning the game and restarting it. But anyway, that was just a little bit of information on a lot of different times we played the game, and we were just wasn't successful.
Yeah.
So what's going on now? What are you thinking right
So
now at this
so
point?
this is we're getting to, I don't know where you're seeing it at on
I'm like
your
his health is at still like at 2/3.
oh, okay.
We're just about to go
So
past the first
but
bar.
this is still the easy, kind of the easy part of the boss fight. I would say the boss fight itself really doesn't get crazy until the first champions come out. It's kind of like a rotation of things that happen. So first, it's just a Hive Guardian, I think, that comes out, and two little normal dudes, like little shielded guys, right? Though that's easy. That's easy to deal with. You just you blow up the Hive Guardian with a bunch of damage, take out the ghost, everything, right? And what we did was we kind of just chilled a little bit. We didn't kill the shielded guys like just straight up, because the minute the shielded guys died, that Alaku would come out of that little aura in the middle, and then it would kind of start the next phase, the fight or whatever. But so we chilled a little bit, made sure that we were all ready to go, and Yuka needed to get ready to uh, do a finisher on those shielded guys to hopefully drop ammo for us, heavy ammo for us. So so then right now we're trying to get, like, we're all trying to get into position. So when we do kill those shielded guys, those I think the champions spawn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so the champions will spawn, and we all need to try to get into position to get ready to absolutely just nail those champions. So, because those champions could really put a hole in your entire run. They could definitely just destroy your run
yeah,
because they do so much damage, and they're also kind of hard to kill, especially when Alaku's running around, all this crazy stuff happening, right? And that's why we're all trying to get into position. So it starts out with Yuka and I trying to get into position over on the left side, I think. And I'm like I'm saying, like, it's still delayed. I'm just, but what's happening on my screen right now is Yuka and I are over there on the far left, getting into position to take out the champions that are going to spawn on the far right, and what's gonna happen, what's supposed to happen. It didn't end up happening because frick, nothing seems to happen the way you want it to happen in these things. Um,
You're being
right.
polite.
But what's supposed to happen is we were supposed to rocket the hell out of the first champion, and it would flat out just kill him, and he would just die. Right? They're all barrier champions, so when you do damage to them, they eventually put their shield up, and then they regenerate their entire health back if you don't pop their shields. But if you could do enough damage to them before they go into their shields, they'll just flat out die. Right? So I got my rocket. Yuka got his rocket. I was saying I'm explaining to him right now, like on the video that I'm looking at right now. I'm explaining to right now. Shoot the hell out of this dude, right?
Yeah.
And he certainly shot his rocket. He shot his rocket, just not.
When he shot a straw, he shot somebody else.
Actually, he didn't shoot anybody. He shot the ground.
He shot himself.
And he blew himself up. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not at that point in the video yet.
I just saw it now on my end. He just died because he blew himself up.
Mm.
Right. Of course, that's like the worst thing that could happen, right? Like literally the worst. I can't think of anything worse than that when you try to take out the champions, right? It's for a teammate to go down at that very moment, right?
Yeah. And what I'm doing, I'm just waiting for you guys to kill the champion so I can shoot these my super using those arrow that what was that arrow do? It's like you shot him and then it made him not move very fast. I forgot what this super's called, but
Talking about the tether?
yeah, I'm basically trying to tether the enemies down there. We're not really trying to do too much damage on our crew. We're just trying to kill those enemies out. He came in, and especially the I forgot what you call those. So I just saw you could die.
He just blew himself up again.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now Alaku's after me, and I think I went invisible to get Yuka. No, I didn't. I said I went right past him. Oh, now I'm the last guy standing. So I think, is this Yuka I'm picking up or you?
I don't.
Oh, that was Yuka.
Yeah. You're still like, yeah. It's just I'm not seeing it at the same time as you're seeing it. Let me see if I can like rewind it a little bit.
But I really got frustrated. I was really so upset at this one. I saw you try to jump off the platform and you just got shot in the air. you went like a UFC flip right in the middle, right in front of the earth. So I had to go over it. Now I would tell you this invisibility stuff was awesome, right? For me, I just couldn't understand. And maybe at some point when we talk to Yuka again, Yuka can explain why he didn't go invisible. I think he could have. Maybe he didn't know.
He was a void hunter. He was a void hunter.
I never saw him go invisible. I just never could figure that out.
I think I only saw him go invisible like one time, and I'm talking about like him making himself invisible. I'm not talking about like you making him invisible.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that he also did that was kind of annoying was like when you a void hunter to go revive somebody, you like and you're and that person's already kind of like in an area that's kind of a tight spot. He would go invisible, revive you, but not make you invisible.
Yeah, that just didn't even make sense. Now I didn't die that much, so I gotta say that's more from your point of view. But but I will say, as I'm watching this now, I'm getting frustrated now because it killed the team. I mean, it just killed our progress. Because it required you to go have to get the down person up, and which means you weren't killing nobody. And you also put you in danger where you had to focus on getting him up, but at the same time, you lost track of where Ala Crew was.
Well,
And there were
yeah.
times when you lost aggro, and I'm trying to go get Yuka, and then I turn around and out of crew coming right after me because I'm like, dude, you know.
Well, I mean, not to mention, like I already kind of had everything's aggro on me because I shot the rocket at the barriers, right?
Yeah,
And the barriers were supposed to be dead. They were
yeah,
supposed to be dead, but because of that one singular death, that spiraled into all that crazy crap, that just sheer chaos
yeah,
that happened. Because, like I said, sometimes things in here don't go the way you think they're gonna go. You know, all it takes is one little slip up, and then things just don't stop getting crazy. You know.
yeah. Because then you end up just managing chaos instead of managing whatever strategy you had to get through the game smoothly, right? Because the
Mm-hmm.
main thing is you want to try to be as it's not going to be smooth no matter what. There's going to be you're going to encounter some problem, right? But what I would say is the thing that creates the chaos is the unnecessary deaths, right? And I just couldn't figure out uh, like it didn't seem like we were on the same page sometimes with what to do because next time I turn around like Yuka was gone dead, and then it's instead of like focusing going to get a champion or some of these other ads, you had to go get him up, right?
Yeah.
You know. I mean, at least Yuka wasn't doing that, like like emotes sometimes like he used to do. Like yeah,
Oh.
I'll be turning around and he's feeding some chickens or something. I'm like, what the heck?
Well,
So what's going on now?
um,
Because on my screen we're still in the second phase. We're about to get to the middle now.
the middle of his health. Okay,
Yeah.
on my phone, I kind of have it around there.
Okay.
I have it around there where you and Yuka kind of just standing there
Yeah. Yeah. That's
waiting
where
for
we
his
are.
health to go down. All right, because it's like oh on my computer, it just I just now saw it where you guys are supposed to take out the barrier at the same time.
Hmm.
Didn't go well. Didn't go well.
Is that the one I had to? That little
Yeah, if literally
anger.
every little piece doesn't go according to plan, then everything just falls apart quickly, like really fast, like alarmingly fast. You know, it's like I don't know, man.
Yeah, and I think we understood it, like you and I. But this is no
Well, I
offense
mean,
to Yuka, but I kind of
you
feel.
and I have been doing a lot of stuff. Like I mean, from two manning raids to freaking. We've already been to this whole song and
Oh,
dance with the grandmasters and stuff.
yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm at the point where I shot the rocket and it with the Gallahorn. I mean, I shot the champion with the Gallahorn, but the barrier went up and it ricocheted and hit and killed me.
That wouldn't have
Yeah,
happened if both of you guys shot the
at the
rockets at the
same
same
time.
time,
Yeah,
like you were supposed to.
yeah.
But like I said, if everything doesn't go according to plan, then everything falls apart. You know. Oh my god. And
But I was
uh,
grateful to Yuka for playing the role that he did do because he did like without that extra you know part of him killing the champions, getting those heavies down. I had a lot of heavy. I'm walking around like I've seen heavy just everywhere, right? So
yeah,
I never had a problem with reloading and having my ammo maxed out with my Gallahorn.
yeah.
And then of course we had infinite ammo with our primaries. In the secondary, for some reason, I didn't really use it that much. I can't even remember what I had as my secondary, but I I I just remember uh, the invisibility was very valuable. The Gallahorn was very valuable, especially to help do damage on Alaku. Uh, just looking at this, and reminded of again. I know this sounds like a broken record, but just so you could I just died again, and then you went down, and so for those who watching, I apologize for the cussing, but I was so frustrated playing this part, because um, and but this I do gotta admit watching it, uh, and not to toot my own horn, but there was a few clutch moments that kind of gave me hope that we would actually get past this part, like the part where I'm waiting to go get both of you guys up. I'm really this is like at the 35-minute mark. I'm I am really feeling like good about it because for some reason I got lucky that Alaku didn't aggro on me. I don't know what the fuck he was doing because he wasn't coming after me, right? So it gave me a chance to get my two uh, invisibility things so I can come get him up and then I can try to go get you up, right?
Yeah.
But with luckily Bryson ended up getting you up. But I remember thinking, well, we might get a shot on this because whenever we got to this point before, whenever all like say two people went down, it was inevitable that the third person went down right soon afterwards, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's another thing I also wanted to mention that was very frustrating. Is sometimes you just gotta get lucky, right? Because the game is kind of buggy. Like
Yeah.
the game is kind of buggy. Like one of my deaths in here, like I was trying to get away from Alacool, right? And he's up on top of the platform, and I jump underneath the platform to try to get away from him, right? And he kind of like slides slash teleports kind of in like some different position and shoots me, and the straight up just kills me, right? And that just shouldn't have been possible,
Yeah.
right? That there should have been no way that he should have been able to shoot me, right? But yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like all these several different attempts, all these attempts that we've done to try to get past this, sometimes just unexplainable crap just happens, and it's just like, what the hell, you know? It's like, what were you supposed to do to combat that? Because it's just just out of nowhere, just straight out of left field stuff that would just happen, and you're just like, okay, I guess that's a thing now, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. 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 I trust me. I totally understand what you're saying. Like, because it's bad enough that the mechanics of the game were such where it was hard enough. Like and just trying to navigate through each area, being unscathed without too much trouble, was difficult, right? But then when they add in the silly ass glitches, you know, that that made it even more troublesome, right? Because like I said, we played a lot of Grandmasters. By this time, we had played a lot of Grandmasters. Because the year before, we kind of started it, and we played like 7 or 8 Grandmasters the year before. And this year, some of them were duplicates. But this year, this was like on our way to get the title, and it was called the Gilded, um, something like that, Gilded something.
Gilded,
Um,
which is
and
gilded.
this was the fifth. You had to do 6 of them to get the title, and this was like the fifth one, a grandmaster, because we strategically wanted this to be the one before. What was it? Devil's Lair, what it was called?
Yeah,
The
that
last.
was later was the last one we did.
Yeah, it could be because we had a strategy behind it. One is we felt like Devil's Lair was going to be so much significantly easier than this one.
And it
It-
was.
yeah, and then the other is, Ryuka wanted to do Devil's Lair, first, and we decided that it was probably better to do this one because we weren't sure what his availability was going to be because
Yeah.
but because people get busy, they got stuff to run around left, right, Jackson.
Yeah. But another thing I wanted to say is how much planning and replanning these things take sometimes. Because it's like for every rocket, every bullet for heavy, every super it is like it's planned. It's
Yeah,
already like a pre-plan for it, right? So anytime you're gonna use a super, you're already thinking, okay, right about this time, I'm gonna have my super, and I'm gonna use it for this specific thing, or I need to conserve heavy for a specific enemy, or to take out a specific thing, right? And it's like there's so much planning, and then it's like sometimes you'll come up with a strategy, and you'll be like, okay, this is if this is what it's like, this is what we're gonna do. And then we get in there and it's not like that. So then we're like, okay, back to the drawing board.
were you frustrated?
Was I frustrated in this?
Yeah.
Oh man, how
'Cause
many days does it take us to actually complete this? Right.
well, you got a week to
Because
do it. So we started it on a Tuesday. Came out on a Tuesday, and I think we beat it on a Friday. Um, I think so. Yeah,
yeah,
but that was planned. Like it looks like we talking about like 8 or 9 attempts a day. you know,
yeah,
So we played it a lot. I mean, because remember we kept doing it back to back to back to back, all the way to the point where a lot of times I had to go to work the next day. So we had to say, well, this is the last time, and then it didn't work, and I said, well, I'm out. I gotta go to work the next day, and then we started over the next day,
um,
right around like in the afternoon sometime, and then we do it to late. So I think it was a Friday, right? Because or maybe it was a Saturday. It seemed like we were kind of about to run out of time, but we still had a few days left to play it, right?
yeah.
You know, I
But
go ahead.
but your question was I frustrated? And I kind of feel like, well, how can I not be? Right?
Yeah,
Because like like I'm at the on my computer, I'm hearing myself explaining everything that's about to go on in this last section of his health.
yeah,
And I'm thinking that I did that like a freaking 100 goddamn times, you know?
yeah,
And I'm sitting there like thinking, man, I sat there, explained that, sat there, took all that time explaining that. And then, of course, that's the whole starting from the beginning all over again to go through all that crap to get to the end. And there was so many times where we got him to like a little centimeter of health and then just died. And we
yeah,
just like flatlined right there. And then what the Grand Masters when the entire team dies, it's not like you started the last checkpoint. No, it's like you start the whole thing over again.
yeah,
It's all the way back to the beginning, right? And you know, you 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 really rely on your teammates in this thing, because your teammates all die. It's hard. It's hard because you're so you have this mindset of thinking everybody's gonna play their role and everybody's gonna stay up and do what they need to be like do and stick to plan, and sometimes that just doesn't happen, right? Whatever it's on the game bugging out or some enemy does something that the enemy never done before, right? Or some random BS, or a teammate just deviates from what they're supposed to do, and then the whole thing just gets worse and worse and worse as
yeah.
you go, and then you end up just dying. and then
Yeah,
we
and
got to
your
go
com
back to orbit again.
yeah, your comment, I think you're talking about any one of us. And, this is not a comment about any specific person. This is like you comment about any of us. Like I could have like messed it up, and or Yuka could have messed it up, or you could have messed it up because I felt the same way. I mean, it's like I was, there was, Yuka kept dying quite a bit. I think there's some like a significant amount of deaths where it's kind of in spots where I don't think it really hurt us that much. But then there were spots that it really hurt us, like because just put us in a difficult. But I remember I was dying in spots like in earlier versions of this where like I would die and it just hurt us, just fucking hurt us, right? Just trying to do too much, and so this last one, I think what got us through it is, I think each of us had okay, let's not be too overly aggressive. Let's live to fight another day, right? Let's live to fight another day, right? And that's how my mentality was because it was at the like sometimes when say you can win now. And my thing was try to hide, use my invincibility. Uh, that must be your computer where it says it's quick upgrade, quick pro or something. Quick
Yeah,
pro.
it's a stupid freaking advertisement crap keeps popping up.
Okay.
I'm
Um,
gonna have to figure out how to get rid of that, stop it from popping up, because every freaking time it does that, it's hella annoying.
you probably is it your notifications or something in that section.
Yeah. Probably gonna have to look into it.
But I think I'm at that point now where I got frustrated with Yuka when I said he didn't have a super or something. No, maybe I just passed that, but uh, that was the infamous part where we asked him if he had a super and he didn't have it, and I didn't react too well to it.
Well, yeah. Well, the plan was that we were supposed like if everything according to plan. He would have had a super, right? But the thing is you can't be wasteful or just use your crap on just some random stuff. Like you can't just pull out your rocket and start shooting thralls. You can't just say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna shoot my super at some acolyte," right? Yeah, no, like you gotta be very strategic and kind of strategize at how you're gonna use your tools. You know, because like sometimes saving something for like that very specific moment where you really need to use it could save the run. It could kind of come in clutch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, right, yeah, this could have went smoother. This really could have went smoother. And like right now, I see the last. This is like the fourth time I'm the last guardian in this, right? Because both where I'm at in this, I think you could say it's almost a sync with with where you are on your phone. But I was really I was really pissed. I was really fucking pissed. Like when you and Yuka went down that time, especially Yuka, right? I hope Yuka don't get mad if he ever sees this. But you gotta understand, when we were playing this, we try to be honest with what we were going through. We try to do an honest commentary. But at this point, I'm just kind of I realize at this point that if we're gonna get past this, it's gonna have to be you and me because Yuka ain't gonna make it at the end. I'm being honest with you. He just ain't gonna make it. There's something I'm not sure if it's a lot of it's bad luck or poor decision making or whatever it is. I'm feeling like either you or I gonna go down at some point when we're almost about to kill him. So either you gonna have to kill him or I'm gonna have to kill him at the end, right? And I'm looking now. You can win down again. It's like just that comment of what I'm saying. You can win down two times, right? Just what I just said, right? He went down two times, and luckily he was able to get back in. But it was just extremely frustrating because since he's out, instead of doing damage to this fool and getting us down, now we already in darkness, right? So we can kind of take our time now, just as long as our points don't. I mean, we still have the modifier, so it's
Yeah.
not in the section where I think at the. What? No, 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 no. Yuka's in my way. I'm about to shoot, and he's in my way. And it's just like, why are you moving? You're not even shooting. You just moving. I'm like, you did, dude. What are you doing? And that could have killed. Like if I had shot the rocket, it would have killed me. And then I would have to go out because we're in darkness, right? And maybe it's just nervous energy. Maybe at some point he'll say what, because I really want him to comment on this video again, like a separate video where he actually comments on it, because we all had our different perspective. And at this point, my perspective was focus and anger, right? That's why I was saying I was angrily focused. And now you and I doing damage to him, well, out of cool, and I can see his health going down. Bryson is down, right? And so I'm shooting the fool with Gallahorn. I'm getting heavy shots. I almost died from the stupid straw, but I can see that I'm shooting him with the rocket. You shooting him with the rocket. Uh, you know, we're doing stuff, right?
We
But
still
but
have
for like
that
for
freaking champion up.
yeah, but for almost 2 minutes, Bryson is not even in here. Excuse me, Yuka's not even. So anyway, and then I died. I just knew it, but it's like he only has a smidge of health. I'm thinking, oh man, just a couple of more Gallahorn shots, and I got a couple of more off, but then hit this fool, and I had a bad throw on my, then I died. But I had a bad throw of some grenades on some to clear some ads, and by the way, I had a champion was chasing after me. So you up left, and so I'll let you describe the last bit of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my computer, it's at the end of the video. I'm just gonna pause it there, and I'm going to just rewind it a little bit back. But so yeah. So this is kind of like the end of the whole thing where we actually ended up completing it. And like you said, this whole thing could have gone smoother. Even though we completed it, this just the whole scenario, it could have gone smoother. If it didn't work out in the end, this definitely wouldn't have been the ideal thing to happen, right?
So I'm on a video where
But
you're about to throw it at him and kill him.
yeah, okay, well, I just put it back a little bit on the actual, computer. But
You just did. Yeah.
basically, like what ended up happening at the end was I just so happened to have enough of my to charge my super up where I was able to throw my super at him, and it was just enough damage to actually kill him,
Yeah.
right? But that was kind of like a very last resort kind of thing. Just so happened to be there, right?
Yeah.
So this kind of goes back to what I was saying of you just have to be lucky, right? Because the way things were going, this could have very well ended up with me not even being close to having my super, or I could have just straight up missed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
have thrown it straight up missed, and then I'd have to try and figure out some other way to take him out, and I probably would have just died, right? But this is right here is this is a scenario that we ran through so many times of him just having a little bit of health left. We get so freaking close, and then it's right back to orbit.
Yeah. Because I remember it was thankfully it was lesson learned with, and certain factors happened to be swayed in our favor, compared to the last time. Because I remember when I was in this situation where you and Bryson went down, and I was up, and he had a smidge of health left, and I just panicked. I'll be honest with you, I just panicked. I didn't have the Michael Jordan last second shot nerves you have, right? I was just panicking. I went and remember when we talked about we watched a couple of videos on how to beat this guy, and one of them they always change things because they patch stuff, right? But one
Yeah.
of the glitches was that you can go hide in behind a pot, right? Right? And I had a smidge of health left, so I decided to go ahead hide behind a pot, and that was when we didn't. I don't think we. I can't remember, but we didn't want to risk you and Bryson, you for going out, right? And so we ended up just with me going to hide behind the pot, and of course they had patched that crap, and they came to tell me, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, but you're right. It was I liked how you said that because there was several times at the end of the game where we got so close to getting this motherfucker, but then all three of us would go down for at the same goddamn time. It's like, what the hell? And it usually started with, who first. He led the charge. So I will say this about Bryson. Bryson displayed a lot of leadership, and the leadership is when it was time for us to fuck up. you know, he was always the first to go, and then I would say, wow, that was some great leadership. Fuck it up. Let me fuck up now.
Oh my
And
god.
then you would say, well, yeah, man. Hey, I'm a follower in this regard, so I'm gonna fuck up. So we all fucked up. But anyway, what's your final thoughts on this?
Um. Well, this is also kind of when we stopped playing Destiny, right?
Yeah,
So this was like the final, one of the final activities we did. This is before Devil's Lair, because Devil's Lair was the final one, right?
yeah,
And so this is the second to the last.
yeah.
And I mean, if you know me, we'll talk about Destiny. I don't think I ever put this on the actual channel. I'm not the biggest fan of Destiny,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So I was now. This is more of a negative light. Is I kind of wanted. I was happy to complete it because it's a challenge, right? But I was really happy to complete it because it kind of felt like it was just another step to until we were just
To
finished with
never
the
play,
game.
to never play Destiny again.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and so this kind of felt like it was just a means to an end, But I because some parts of it like it is a kind of a fond memory because it's like it's something that we did and I could look back at, I could rewatch it, you know. Unfortunately, I don't actually have the video in its entirety on my actual channel. I do have the boss kill like on my channel where the where the boss dies. I have that part, and the reason why is because I'm an idiot and I forgot to grab it. This is before I had the whole setup that I have now with the freaking stupid notification popping up on my goddamn screen. But uh, this is before I had the whole setup that I have now, so I couldn't just record everything. And I had to actually grab the recording before I left to come back in because we had to do one of those things where I had to leave and then come back in. And I didn't grab the first section of the recording, so I only had the ending. And I'm a little upset about that, but I can still watch from your perspective on your channel, like
yeah.
we're doing now, right? And so I mean, but it's like it's still some. I'm glad that we got it recorded, and we can go back and watch it anytime we feel like it, because it's a memory. It's a memory. We have a recording of it, right? And I feel like I don't think grandmasters. I mean, this particular grandmaster that definitely probably some of the hardest stuff we've done. I mean, we've done a lot of hard things before, like on our old channel. We have uh two manning raids and stuff like that, right? So I mean, it's like we're not new to challenging stuff, you know. But I feel like and for the most part for grandmasters, we kind of finished them pretty easily. It doesn't take us like a whole lot of attempts to complete most of them. Most of them are pretty easy. It's just this particular one was frustrating, and it's like I feel like the reasoning for that is because there were certain parts in it where if it just didn't go right, and quite literally mean just if it didn't go right, then you just had to restart, right? Kind of like the beginning part of the video, we actually do start over again because I ended up wiping too many times, right? And sometimes that's what a lot of it is. And when you do these things, right? When you do these grandmasters, sometimes things are just kind of like a bad omen, like something's just not clicking in place correctly. And if you try to force that kind of comes with experience. It's like knowing that if you try to force it, it's just going to get worse. So you might as well just restart while you're ahead, because with these things, these are really quite literally those things that you want to have a good start with. Because if you just don't, then their whole run is just gonna be bad, And like I said, it shows the very, very beginning when we first started streaming and everything, that we actually had to go back out to orbit just because the run was going bad, Because we've done these things too many times to know that, to not know that. If we were to continue, everything would be okay. No, you really got to restart, And then there's other sections, like where I was talking about the running section, where if I didn't make it through, it was a reset, Yeah. And then there was other things that we also tried. Like I remember we tried the method where, you put the sparrow on the back, like you drive the whole sparrow through.
Yeah, it was stupid.
You put the whole goddamn sparrow through. You gotta carry the freaking sparrow through the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah,
First of all, you gotta run all the way out there where you can summon your sparrow. Then you drive the entire sparrow back. Right? You can't let that thing take a single point of damage. Right? Then you would drive it off the boat at the end. And then you would just drive through the whole thing, right? But I can't tell you how many things went wrong. That was like Murphy's Law, right? It was. I can't tell you how many things went wrong, right? Like from landing on top of the sparrow when we were trying to go invisible, the sparrow blew up, to like some stray grenade coming, blowing up the sparrow, to the sparrow just falling off of the freaking.
It's funny because you reminded me of all the. And I know we got some of it on tape, but I remember when we first started. Can you believe we actually tried to play this straight up? Right? It was just like, with Yuka, you and me. And I remember, I know, about Yuka gonna get mad, I know. But when we first started, man, Yuka went, you know how you had like you started out with like 5 revives or something like that, right? I forgot the number, but we started out, and man, right in the first section, before we even got to the door, you could use up all the he would take, so we had to say, right, like, we hadn't even got to the door, man, he had died 5 times, right, well, it doesn't make no sense to even go, I'm talking about even to get into the room. Right? Yeah. And then we got into the room, and he came. I remember there was stuff where I said, okay, you go take, as soon as this, you go to the right, and you take that wizard, the wizard guy, because remember, it was just dumb, like stupid stuff we were doing. And it said, hey, you go take the guy out on the right? Then he go out, and he died right before it. I'm like, dude, did you, and he wouldn't even tell you. Or he go there, he didn't even go even bother, like he didn't say he didn't die, but he didn't even tell you that the guy, that he didn't take the guy out. So then the wizard coming there fucking you up. He's like, why is he, who lets him in? You know, it's like,
Remember when he just randomly leave?
oh yeah. And when you talk about his character, I mean his what you call it? The guardian was there, but he would go to eat or use the bathroom or something.
You go
Yeah. And when he would tell it, he would just he'd be dying.
He wasn't like, hey, I gotta go pee. No, he was just gone.
Yeah, and he's so it's so funny because it was like he died right in the combat area. Why would you leave in the combat area? You didn't even try to hide him. You know, he's like, when he go out there, he got fucking shooting at us, and then he's like, oh, be right back. I'm like, what the hell, man? What the hell? You know? It's like the worst. It's like he's trying to sabotage. Like some other YouTuber paid him to sabotage us. You know, like, dude, did somebody pay you money to sabotage the game? You know. You know, like, dude, you know. Can I say one other thing? Remember when we got to the point where we decided, okay, remember you went and you separately, on your own, had to go do something to get that gun and to get the armor stuff to build, build yourself up, just like I had to do with that visibility stuff.
Yeah.
So, you could just lose himself. He didn't do nothing, right? But I remember, you and I had to do these specials because we watched YouTube and said, well, we got to do this. And you was the one that discovered that video with the shotgun thing. And, because that really did it. That right there put us over the top to where the first part of it wasn't really much of anything. But I remember when we first did that and we told him, we said, look, we got this new way of doing this, and basically, I'm like, you and I don't have to do shit. We just stay back. Just don't go in there and don't do shit until you tell us to come in, and then we take the wizard out the middle, and I said, you could shoot that fucker. I'm gonna shoot that motherfucker with the Gallahorn, and you take his ass out with so we can get the heavy, right? Or the ghost, kill the ghost, right? So, this food did? I mean, you can tell us, I don't even talk food. But after we just explained that, we go to do it for the first time, you can go and do what you try to do the same fucking thing we told him not to do. And I remember saying, what you doing in that room? And he's like, I forget what he said, but it was something, but anyway, yeah, it was, but like I said, anyway, go ahead, because it was just so many different iterations. So
you remember when you suggested that he should take aggro?
Oh, what the fuck was that thing? What the hell? Was I drunk? I mean, what the hell? I don't know what the hell was going on with me to suggest that, because that didn't even make any sense. I mean, it's one thing for me to try to take aggro, because I tried it. I did get a little bit. I just got too intimidated, and I was going to acknowledge that, hey, I can't do this because I'm just not fast enough, and when he's jumping up, I can't see well. And so, but I don't really, being honest with you, I don't recall that, but I knew you would recall that. but anyway, what did you end up saying no?
Well, yeah, I don't even think we tried. First of all, I think it would have gone about as well as you probably think it would have, as well as you would have thought, right? I feel like what would have happened was we would explain what to do, right? Because I mean, if you understand the concept, it's not a really hard concept to understand, right? You just jump between platforms and you shoot him every once in a while, right? That's not a very difficult thing to do, right?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he would shoot him, and then he would just completely forget that he was supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, or right in the middle of getting his getting aggro, he would say, "Be right back." You know, right to hell. You know.
Another thing is like a lot of the times when he left, he would never tell you that he left. So
Yeah.
like if he like went down, if he went down, he did he would leave. Like he would leave, not tell you that he left. So then you're like, oh, I gotta go revive him. You go revive him, and then like immediately right after you revive him, he dies again. And you're like, what the hell? And it turns out because he was AFK.
You remember one of those grandmasters when I finally had I just got fed up with it, and I said, "You left." He said, "Why? I guess we booted him out or something." He's like, he said, "You left." I said, "Look, when you leave like that, that hurts us, man." Remember, I was kind of lecturing him, and then he got to the point where I think he's just sort of telling us when he was leaving, right? Because when he didn't even tell us he was leaving, I was like, "We didn't even know you go." I hated to talk to him like he was a little kid, but it got some point. I was so frustrated.
It was for some other stuff.
It wasn't Destiny.
Remnant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With him, and he just because the thing that's really annoying about Remnant 2 is the host doesn't really have as much power as the host probably should, right? So like when you want to fast travel to somewhere, like let's say you're at like the main base, right? Like Ward 13, I think it's called, right?
Yeah.
When you're at the ward and you're like, okay, let's go, we're ready to go, right? Like you can't just go jump into the game, like the map or wherever you're trying to go with your team, just when the host touches the crystal, right? Like all the teammates have to touch the crystal in order for them to actually go somewhere. There's probably like an actual gameplay reason or like some like hard like a code or something like that in the game for why that's like that. It's probably so. I mean, I can't. I'm not hating on it. It's probably a reason why it's like that. But it would be nice if you didn't need all the teammates to just to fast travel somewhere. Like, I can understand like resting, like to reset people's health and ammo and stuff like that. Everybody needs to touch it, but to fast travel from the ward to somewhere, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Because what ended up happening was we're like, hey, let's play Remnant 2, right? We all get in there. We're like, oh, we're all ready to go. And then right when we're ready to go, he leaves, doesn't say anything. He leaves.
Okay.
And then we go touch the crystal. Oh, we can't go anywhere.
Okay. Okay. Well, that is yeah. We're just griping about. Outside. So let's wrap this up. I thought it was good. This is my final thoughts, and I'll for like in like 2 minutes. I thought it was good run. I was very frustrated. I was trying to be candid. I wanted to have my candid comments on there, and for memory. I mean, like years from now, when you have kids and I want to, and they listen to Grandpa. They'll know why I was cussing, why I was angry, But I was listening, just like watching this, and I think, outside of recording our comments on there, we watched this. I mean, one of the watched this like must at least like 7 or 8 times since we did it, and it's been entertaining each time. And what's entertaining about it for me is that we weren't actually playing and going through it, but it did remind me when each time we watched it that how frustrated I was. It's a very difficult nightfall for a grandmaster. To me, it was the most difficult one of them all. I thought Proving Grounds was extremely difficult. Another grandmaster and Corruption, Corrupted or whatever it's called, that was pretty difficult. But nothing as difficult as this one. I mean, it was just extreme. I really kind of think that as much as we get on Yuka, it was a team. We all three of us. I mean, we got through it. We there's no way. It would have made it infinitely, what I'm trying to say, increasingly difficult if Yuka hadn't been there to take down those champions so we can get that heavy. Because that heavy really helped us out, right? And I do think that, I said you were Superman. You were Superman because you the one that did like a lot of the heavy lifting. I mean, you did the running through the area. You did the aggro, and then you did the one to take them down at the end. I mean, you did a lot, right? So I would say, at the end of the day, you were the MVP, and it was just an honor to play with you and to watch you. And when you did that, when you kept them at the end, to the point where we were so happy just to get this game over with, I was just really amazed. And I guess my final thoughts is, I'm glad we did it. I mean, I really am. I mean, it's an incredible accomplishment because remember, there was not a lot of people who could do this. Even though we didn't do a 2-man, but you got the people who are very good at Destiny and do nothing but play Destiny, and you got the YouTubers who got a lot of subscribers because they're good at the game and they play it and that sort of thing. But for us, especially to have, frankly, a novice that we were playing with in Bryson, I think I put our run up there with anybody, right? So I'm very pleased about that. And so what is your final statement?
Well, I mean, you got to give some credit to yourself. You were the strategist. You came up with a lot of the plans and how we were going to get past it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, that was my role. But it just you can always strategize on something. I feel like it's valuable. It's very, it's equally valuable to everything else. But I do think implementing it is another thing. And like I said, you were the chunk of the implementation, so that's very, very appreciative. Okay.
All right. Well, uh, that was our commentary over Lightblade, Grandmaster, and I'm Thrusker and Dead.
Yeah, yeah, this suit and cat. By the way, son, does this stream automatically just go on your page?
Yeah,
Okay, so you could just watch it. Anybody can just watch it later.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, over and out.
See you.